an idea that's very important to me, which is ripping off everything you possibly can from every other musician that you can get a hold of their music. And in this particular case, the musician in question is Sabicas, the great flamenco guitarist. And at some point, a record fell into my hands of Sabicas. And I slowed it down to half speed, like I always do with anything that I can't figure out at regular speed. And when I finally figured out that there was just one guy playing the guitar, I was very, very depressed for quite a long time. But at least one of the things that I learned from that was all these ascending and descending arpeggios. Some people call these rolls, and you can get to the point where you just go ripping up and down the strings real quick. It sounds like all kinds of textural stuff is going on. Another one that I don't remember where I stole this one. It could have been Earl Clue, and I don't know where Earl got it, but anyway, here it is. Do it with any finger. Even do it with several fingers. All these things just fill out a kind of well, texture is the word I'm going to use. And again, you'll see as I'm playing a chord melody, I might do that just to bring some texture in underneath the melody. And so forth. And also you can see I'm doing a lot of inner lines moving underneath the melody. I guess what I'm getting at is that a lot of people think, okay, I've got it worked out as a chord melody. I've worked out a course of this tune, and it's fine. Now what do I do? Well, you don't want to say that in music. You want to just say, okay, let's let this tune live and breathe and go through every different kind of variation you could possibly find. What if you played the melody and the bass? What if I can play the melody and the bass? Doesn't sound too good, but it's a good exercise to do it. So there's really no end to the ways that you could go about arranging or rearranging a tune. You just want to do it differently every time until you become conversational with it. You can always use your Cleanup Woman riff or any other of your funk riffs as far as I'm concerned. To me, all music is fair game when you're playing any other kind of music. And so I know on a Christmas record that right now I've just recently done, I actually used Cleanup Woman, or a little lick from it, because I started thinking, well, how am I going to make Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer sound interesting here? And so I figured, well, you know, what about Cleanup Woman? Let's just marry those two, and I came up with something that went like... You get the idea. I can't quite play it right now, but check it out on the record. So just mix it and match it. As far as I'm concerned, you should just draw from any source you can and then figure out ways to play things. If you get stuck, a suggestion is listen to anybody else playing music and say, gee, what if I tried to do that on guitar? Remember, I listened to Art Tatum one time, who's the incredible piano genius, and there's no way you can do anything Art Tatum did on the guitar. It just all goes by too fast and is just too furious and unbelievable. But on the other hand, you can get all kinds of ideas from him. He's like a textbook of harmony. So if you're running out of ideas for chord substitutions, just randomly put on 3 seconds of Art Tatum anywhere and you'll get all kinds of new ideas. Or in my case, I came up with a texture that I had never thought about. He did these rippling arpeggios full length of the piano, 5, 6 octaves, in about 10 milliseconds it sounded like to me. And so my little attempt to create that effect on the guitar was just to use this same rippling technique I was talking about before, but just run it on arpeggios all the way up the fingerboard. You can get some really nice sounds that way. can do it on any kind of song. I can't, but let's see if it works. Get the idea. Now, that doesn't sound anything like Art Tatum to me, objectively listening, as it probably doesn't to you. But I've got a footnote in my own mind that I ripped off that lick from Art Tatum. And there are a lot of other licks there ready to be ripped off from people besides guitar players. And one of the nice things about the style of guitar that I've been doing is it doesn't matter. None of that stuff has necessarily been done on guitar, so it's really just open season on all of those things. The other thing I want to mention is slide fingerings. You can get a lot of mileage out of these for whole chords. You can use alternate fingerings all kinds of places in order to slide. For example, this voicing, if you're playing chord melody and you want to go, you can slide right through that. So you can get really lyrical things. Okay, I think we're coming to the end here. I'd like to thank you for listening and watching. There's no way that we can possibly cover everything. We'll be doing other videos and cover a lot more topics. I'd like to get back to some of these in more depth. But if in any way I've saved you any time or given you any kind of inspiration, I'm really grateful. And finally, I would just say you've got the best guitar teacher in the world right inside you. That's been my experience, which is the voice of your intuition. If there is a God, and I feel like there definitely is, then he's probably sitting there talking to you right now all the time in life, and it certainly applies to guitar playing. You get the best advice right there inside. You'd be amazed at what kind of stuff is just waiting to come out if you listen to it. So I'll sign off here and play a little bit of music for you. Thanks.